Hey everybody, Michael Batiste from the Elk Calling Academy. We're here at the Western Hunting and Conservation Expo in Salt Lake. We've made our way over to the Phelps Game Calls booth and we're hanging out with Jason Phelps. So, Jason, in 2017 you launched the revamped Unleashed tube and your really successful amp frame. 2018. How do you follow that up and what do you have new for this year?
So for this year, we got some time on the amp frame, so being able to spend a lot of time with it, kind of figure out what it likes, what that frame doesn't like. So we kept we're going to kind of call them the classic series of amps that was so well received. And then we went ahead and gave, Dirk Durham came over to use our calls. He wanted to design a specific call for him. So we went ahead and did like a signature line. It may not be the best call for everybody, but it's the call that I prefer. So, the main question I get, what call do you use?
Right.
Well, it's easy to say this is the call that's specifically built for me. This is a call that's specifically built for Dirk. And then Charlie Smith, my hunting partner / call builder, he went ahead and his goal was to build a diaphragm that allowed him to call as loud as a guy like me or Dirk. So he went with the first double we've built on the amp frame.
Okay.
We've always kind of been known, in the call that kind of started this all was our Easy Estrus. We've always used the color laminate. Due to some supplier issues, some quality issues, it put me in a jam over and over and over. So we went back and redesigned our Easy Estrus tone board, and then we came out with kind of this acrylic barrel call. It gives me the ability to easily source my material, know that it's going to be good every time, and predict a lot better lead times. And we ultimately got that sound right back to where we wanted to with the old Easy Estruses.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, acrylic's not really affected by weather like wood or plastic, so the advantage of that is now no matter if you're early season 90 degrees or a late November hunt, your tones on the Easy Estrus are going to be the same throughout the town.
Yeah, and they're as long as you don't lose this call, it should never ever nothing. It's
I think with the color, that one might be kind of hard to lose.
Yeah, and it's hard to lose. So the one problem, and I might be a little hypocritical early on in the call building, like I just didn't like that teeny sound that acrylic has. Great for duck calls, but in that elk tone, we're trying to get that rich sound. And I may have been quoted a couple times like, I'll never build an elk call out of acrylic. So
don't ever say never.
Yeah. So we went backwards and said like, well, we'll start with the acrylic barrel. How do we make the tone board work, and then kind of get to that sound we're looking for? So it took a little work, but yeah, I think we got to a good spot. A little look out into the future. What's available? Maybe available in 18, maybe a late spring, early summer. We've got a new tube in the works. It's been paid for. The tooling's being made.
Nice.
Not really happy with our external bugle mouthpiece yet, but we're working on that as well.
Now, what are you changing with the new tube coming out?
So the tube, one of the big, I don't mind carrying our Unleashed tube. It is, fairly large in size.
Right.
We've got a lot of requests for something smaller.
Okay.
Now, with that said, I'm not a guy that's willing to sacrifice a bit of quality, but we're probably going to have to give up a little bit. There's just no replacing that volume, that resonance. So we went after it, but it's going to be a smaller tube, more packable tube, something that you can easily slip in like an Nalgene bottle holder and carry it on the long trips. So yeah.
So now on the signature line, you produced a call, Charlie produced a call, and Dirk Durham produced a call. So 3 different approaches to a call. For yours, what type of caller did you kind of have in mind when you were kind of building yours?
So my call is, I'll kind of start. If you used our gray call the gray was my go-to call, the one I promoted the most last year. We used the same latex that we used on the gray call. It's just our precision, our accuracy. So, for instance, on a gray call, we might mic a piece of latex and it might be a little thin, might be a little heavy. I'm not going to build my call to that. I want my signature series line to be an exact call every time. On a normal line, I might stretch that call to within 10 thousandths of an inch on the mic. On the signature series, we are going to that number.
Fine tune.
And so that's people. Why is that call more? Is it better? And I don't want to give that impression. The classic series is a great call. We're just and you're not going to get much variance at all from call to call. But when you get to signature, they're going to be dialed. What I did do on that call is we added a little more backbone to it. I just kept going up and up and up until I felt the call start to change. The ease of use. So I wanted it to be as easy to use as the gray, really easy to use, but then just have a little more backbone for those big loud bugles, and then the life of the call. Same with Dirk's. Dirk's is fairly close to mine. He uses a little bit thicker piece of a latex. Dirk did some crazy testing, something I've never did, like just throwing a call.
I saw that
in a bucket of water. He was doing and he found that like the green latex didn't absorb as much water is my call.
Oh, okay.
So those are some of the features he liked, and he just really couldn't destroy that call. It's kind of funny. He's got a pitch counter around here, and every time he deagles, he goes in. And so Dirk's really on a mission to try to destroy that call, and he hasn't yet, and it's far exceeded his expectations.
But I think that's great because I hear from a lot of the Academy members, and one thing that they really say is there's some diaphragms coming out on the market that are $12, $13, $14, and everybody says the same thing. Why would I spend that much on something that's not going to last? I mean, for some guys, a reed only lasts me a week or this or that. So the testing that you guys are kind of doing, you're stretching and finding out the durability and the lifespan of that reed, which I think guys will be, and gals will be willing to pay a couple extra dollars more, knowing that they're going to get more life out of it.
Yeah, and so that our biggest thing right now is my tape will eventually fail before the call itself will, and so we're kind of looking at that, like what can we do here? Our tape's water resistant, not waterproof. Are there some options out there? There's something we can do because we're building these. Our crimping system we changed a little bit. We kind of proprietaryized, or whatever that word. We've kind of everything before on all of our old presses was a flat crimp. We what if we change that a little bit? And so we're getting a really good hold on our diaphragms.
Good.
But now it's just trying to get the tape to last. We all finick with them in our mouth. All of a sudden the back starts to separate. And I went through and found the best tape we can, but the call wears out. If you can't get that thing to seal. So that's another thing we're looking at, that the calls are lasting a pretty long time.
Perfect. All right, guys, there you have it. There's what's coming up for 2018 for Phelps Game Calls. Down below, we will put links over to their Facebook page and to their website to go check them out. And hopefully we will have some reviews up shortly of each of the new 3 Signature Series, and there might even be some giveaways coming up where you can have a chance to win one of each of these. All right, guys, appreciate you tuning in. Stay with us. We've got a lot more coming from the Western Hunting Conservation Expo here in Salt Lake for 2018. See you guys.